What up, y'all? It's your boy Trainerman, and today we have some core work. So, what we got here today is a cable crunch. I'm going to show you in a second a modification to it. But here, I just want to hit the core with some heavier weight. I find this cable crunch exercise is one of the most effective to really challenge and build my core strength. The form is really important. When people start to do this, they tend to have a lot of movement in the hips. As you can see, I have some movement, but most of the contraction is and movement is isolated to my core region. So basically right here, you can see my elbows are almost in a fixed position, and I'm really pulling down, tucking my chest down as I come to the bottom of the movement. And same thing with this single arm modification. So I experimented with this for the first time about a month ago. I was looking for a way to kind of hit obliques with that same motion, and I find this is really effective at doing that. So basically right here, same thing, my elbow's at a fixed position, but the change in this is I have to really focus on driving that elbow across the body without pulling through the arm. I have to pull through the core. So I feel my obliques really firing, and I like to hold my hand on my stomach because I can actually feel my core contract in this movement. It's one of my favorite movements now for core. From here, we're just going to do some basic knee tucks. Here, you do have to have some upper body strength to do this without any sort of support or strap support. So basically right here, you're just really focusing on driving those knees up as high as you can, even tucking that pelvis up a little bit to get a little bit more contraction. Like I said, this requires a little bit more upper body to keep your elbows bent at that position. So this modification may help a little bit. It's more of a hang, but you can also, with this hang, do knee tucks. But because the knee tucks weren't really challenging me too much, I decided to do complete leg raises or leg lifts or whatever you want to call them up to the top of the motion. And this will help me get a little bit more tilt in that pelvis at the top of the motion. So I'm getting a better contraction. Also, the trick to this is you notice I'm swinging a little bit back and forth. You have to eliminate the momentum shift. So you really have to take your time, even with this one. Instead of just rocking a lot, you have to kind of stop at the bottom of each motion to really focus on eliminating momentum and getting the full contraction. So control is a big thing that you need to focus on with any core work in order to really focus on the contraction in the abdominal area. So single leg knee raise, that was cool. This is a really challenging exercise actually right here. It's like a high plank oblique twist motion. Now this video is sped up because I have two of them, but you can really work those obliques and also keep the complete core engaged at the same time. So it's like you get a static hold and also a dynamic movement in the same exercise. And this is one of my exercises that I'll do if I'm at home and I can't get to the gym. So here's another angle. You can see that as much as I can, I'm keeping my hips down low, just like in a plank. You want to keep your core engaged. So if you start pushing back a lot and your hips start to raise, you're gonna feel a lot of fatigue in the shoulders, when really the goal is, or the aim is, to target the core. So my feet are split out wide because this isn't easy. If you have your feet in a little bit closer, you can increase the challenge. But yeah, I'm working here, trying to keep everything flat and engaged. This is one of my new gym favorites as well. This is a twisting motion. I can't think of the top of my head what it's called, but basically it's just an oblique twist movement, cable twist, whatever you want to call it. But basically right here, I'm going across my body, almost. I do this motion almost at the same angle as a seatbelt would go. That way I can get from high to low, going up to my shoulder, all the way down to my hip. So this is sped up, but you can see that I have a slower return, like a negative, just to keep the time under tension greater. The greater that time under tension is, the more muscle tearing or muscle fiber breaking that you have, which in turn increases the growth. And with core, you don't have to do a million million repetitions just so you can feel burn. It's like any other muscle. You definitely want to have strength in the core because it's the base for everything else. Especially for the fact that I'm going to be lifting up the 7 plates. I need to have that strong core because that's the base for all my strength. So I'm only doing about 10-15 repetitions, and really I'm going to get to the point where I'm just doing heavy sets, aiming for 10. Here's a really good exercise. It's an ab circle. It's really working that bottom core. Basically, you got to think of it like a froggy crunch or something like that. But basically here, it's a mix between a Russian twist and whatever else you want to call it. But basically, everything's engaged the whole time. You get the contraction at the top of the motion. You get a little bit of off-center balance work whenever you go outside of your center line of mass. And it's really good because it challenges you the whole time, especially when you do the first set in one direction and are fatigued and have to come back the other way, just like that. Come back the other way. It's really good. So as we wrap this one up, our next exercise is gonna be, let's see. Oh, speaking of Russian twist. So basically here, it's one of the most effective exercises because of this oblique twist while keeping the core engaged the whole time. And you can actually go up in weight. I believe I have 2 videos. The first one was a 10-pound ball. Next one was at 25. And at 25, I started to feel a good challenge. So yeah, this is 25. Same thing. You want to keep the chest up, posture correct, shoulders back and down, while focusing on the rotation. You really don't want to sway those legs too much. You're just focusing on the upper body. And it's one of the most effective exercises for core right here. Working the obliques and the middle core as well. Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap up my workout here today with a little bit of forearm work. I was having the first time I actually hit 6 plates, I was having a hard time actually gripping the barbell and holding it and getting the weight up. I had never worked any sort of forearms before, and until I did, I thought just 6 plates was a real challenge. But I figured if I can grip and hold the weight, then I can push my body to get the weight up eventually. And so that's where the forearm work comes into play. This hand curl right here is really good because you're rolling it down to your fingertips in a slow motion just to keep everything tense, and working those forearms. And since I did those, or have been doing those, my grip strength has increased even back from quarantine. I came back from quarantine, my grip strength was shit. Came back, started doing these, and I've already been able to hold 6 plate deadlift. So you only have 2 motions here. You have the curl, and this is the supination and pronation, that rotation there. So I ran out of footage space in my phone, so I didn't do too many exercises after. So that's pretty much my full workout for that day. If you enjoy the content that I'm putting out, you can find me on YouTube. You can subscribe, like my page, share it. You can also find my official CGE website with all my content, my clothing, my music, and everything else I've been putting out. If y'all have any questions, as always, also feel free to comment and leave some remarks so that I may incorporate some of that input into my future videos. Y'all have an awesome day. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.